Um, if you are new here, I have been sharing stories about my earliest or just Saturn lessons that I've learned within my 27 years of floating around this sun. Um, and yeah, I've just been sharing story times of mine. And if you don't have shit else to do, just listen to me real fast. Listen to me share this real fast. Now I just got done recording one. I don't think I'm gonna do that one in the same format. I'm a writer, so I wrote about all of this before I shared it, and this time I'm just going to share what I wrote. So if you're interested, please stick around, and I'm happy to have you here. Thank you for being here. So just to preface it again, I am a Pisces Sun, Aries Moon, and Aquarius Rising, and I have Saturn in Aries. So yeah. My first lessons on authority and willpower were deeply related to violence, whether it was through violent demeanor, speech, or physical contact. From what I understood, being the leader of your life looked like being on guard all the time and prickly. I didn't resonate with that, and I had to continue to explore what it looks and feels like for me. After high school, I entered the workforce and began to meet other people from all over. I observed them, talked, and learned from them. I left religion and got deeper into my spirit. I got to really know and love me. I learned that I don't have to put my hands on you to make it clear that I'm unfuckwittable. I learned about Saturn's most important qualities: truth and certainty. See, Saturn likes flow. She requires some type of order. Now, what order looks like differs for everyone, whatever it may be. To effectively work and learn from her, you must become acquainted with it. Learn and always leave room for updates in your internal operating system. So, as an Aquarius rising, I've learned that I often sense, see, and feel shit before it happens, like hints or pre warnings from the universe. And weeks before my solar return, I got into an altercation at the job I work at. And this situation deeply reminded me of something that I went through in my teen years. And though the situations were similar, the results were completely different. And it's because from my teen years to now, I learned new things and I was able to implement new things. So the results turned out like pleasurably different. So I can speak this off the dome. So I'm like 15 or 16. I'm around it. I'm like between 15 and 17. And this situation it took place at the church that I used to go to. I was friends with this girl that nobody in the church, like most people in the church, did not like. And y'all know how messy churches are. We were like this. We had been best friends since we were like 8. And they thought she was spoiled. They thought she was rude. They thought she was disrespectful. She had an attitude problem. Now, were some of these things true? Yes. But we were teens. First of all, we were children. Because they hadn't been liking her for a long time. We were children, first off. And as we grew older, we were teens. Hormones, all types of shit. We were children. We were learning, growing. And throughout our time at that church, they would constantly try to get us to stop being friends. They would constantly come to me and try to interfere in our friendship. Grown ass people. But of course, I continued to be her friend anyways. And as our friendship grew, so did the gossip. And you want to know what I think that they didn't like about her? Like, if you just came from, or if you have watched the story time that I posted earlier today, I mentioned that I was very passive and timid and quiet and shy, and she was not. Like, she didn't mind speaking what was on her mind. She didn't mind defending herself. She didn't mind standing up for herself. And she was unapologetic about it, and I admired that in her. Hell, a lot of my lessons surrounding authenticity and authority and standing in your truth, like in my earlier years, came from her. But anyways, the story is not really about her. I just need to give you that background. Anyways, one day when church was over, I was trying to get out of this pew, and this lady, she was in the way. She was blocking my path. Now, this woman, I was familiar with her. We actually kind of called her like our grandmother or whatever, but she was an usher to the church. But at this time in my teen years, we weren't as close with her anymore. I especially wasn't, because she was amongst some of those people that would sit up and talk about my friend and me. And I still respected her, but I just kind of distanced myself from her because I just didn't like that. So at this point, like, we're meeting right here, like her blocking my path. Our relationship with each other is very short. Like, if I see her, hey, how you doing? Good morning. Good night. But there was no depth. Like, we don't have to speak further. So I'm trying to leave the pew and I'm like, excuse me. And I'm like, excuse me. And like, at the time, she's in the conversation with like other people. So like, I'm trying to give them like time to just, finish their conversation, and so they can like move to the side. So I was just waiting patiently. After a while, I was like, excuse me, like for the third time. So of course, after a while, I just, how you like touch somebody's like shoulder or back or something like real lightly to let them know that you're behind you. I kind of did that, and like I was just gonna like slide in the little sliver. It was enough space to go right there. I just didn't want to do that at first because I thought it was gonna be rude. But like I've said, excuse me like 3 times, and I'm thinking like I don't know what the fuck to think. I'm just trying to get out of the pew, and you won't move. I was just thinking maybe she didn't hear me, or she could have possibly been ignoring me. Either way, I need to get out of the fucking pew. So as soon as I like lightly touched her shoulder to try to let her know that I was behind her and trying to get by, all hell broke loose in that sanctuary. Like, y'all, she went the fuck off on me. She claimed I was trying to push her. She claimed that she couldn't believe that I tried to push her and that she wasn't surprised, but because that's what's expected from me because of who I hang around. She went on to say things like she tried to stay neutral. She tries to take up for me when others are talking about me, but I make it hard. I hang around trash individuals and she doesn't like who it's making me become. All types of shit off of this me just lightly touching her shoulder and trying to get by. And I was just looking at her so like dumbfounded because I was like, where the fuck did all this come from? And you've been talking about me, other people been talking about me, you've been taking up for me. I pushed you. Like I was baffled, and it was in front of a lot of people, like whoever was left in the sanctuary. She was very loud. Everybody was looking at us. And like all the attention was like on us, on this situation happening. And I was so confused. And this video is getting too long, and the things I have to say next won't even fit into this. So I'm just gonna go to part 2. And if you're interested, I'll see you there. So, like I was saying, people were just staring. Everybody was just sitting around. My mother was just standing around. Everybody, I don't know if my mom was just like taking it in like I was too, and like if she was just as shocked as I was, because it came out of nowhere. Yeah, because my mama, I think she was in her own conversation, and maybe she was like somewhere else, and they might have been blocking the other part. So I tried to get out the other way. And like even in our altercation, like my mama eased up behind me, like trying to see what's going on. Probably. I don't really know what was in her mind. I know by the end of that, I was seething. Like I could feel my skin boiling. And I was starting to black out. And like she was rambling, and then like once she was done, before I could even react, they immediately rushed me to the pastor's office. And I was still very enraged. And before I knew it, like I was kind of like zoned out. Like, that looking straight ahead anger. Like you can't see nothing else. Like I was just looking, and I guess my youth minister could see like how upset I was. My mama didn't say nothing. She know her child. And they immediately all started praying around me. And I was just getting angrier and angrier because I wanted to knock their whole head off her neck. Or whatever my mind could creatively come up with. But like I was very angry because I was like, I didn't do nothing to you. I've never been disrespectful to you. I've never said anything out of the way to you. And for you to come at me like this, it's really throwing me the fuck off. And after they got done praying with me, my youth minister hugged me, and she looked at me and she was like, I know. And I think she thought that would like bring me some type of comfort, but that didn't do anything but piss me off further because what you mean you know? What you mean you know? If you know, why you didn't say nothing to her? I didn't do nothing to this lady. And that was the end of that. Nothing happened and I went home and I just had to sit and digest all of that rage. All of that rage. So anyways, I'm gonna move on from that because I'm getting mad all over again. Fast forward to this year in March or February, somewhere around that time. It was before my birthday. So, February. So, fast forward, I am now 26. I'm 27 right now, but at the time it was before my birthday. So, I was 26 and I work now. And I have this supervisor who likes to fuck with everybody. And she starts shit with everybody. She lies for no reason. She just bothers people for no reason. And as I have mentioned, I don't like that and I'm not with the bullshit. And I'm not going to like unless it's absolutely necessary, I'm going to just remove myself. I'm not going back and forth with you about shit that you know that you're doing or that you should know that you're doing. I'm not going back and forth with you about that. I'm just going to remove myself. Once I know you to be a certain type of way, I'm not going to be rude, but I'm going to be short. We're going to have very quick interactions if we need to have any at all. It would be very surfaced. And plus, this is work anyways. Like, I'm not here to be your friend. And I don't have to be. At the time of our altercation, we've been working with each other for 3 years now. And since I've known her, this is how we have interacted. Like, it's very short, very quick, nothing friendly. I keep it moving. She tried to be friendly, but y'all know those messy people that be trying to be friendly. They not trying to be friendly. They trying to be messy. And throughout these years, she's lied on me once or twice. And I don't like that either. Like, I'm really cool on you. Because why? There's no reason to lie. Why? Anyways, everybody was aware of her character, how she is. Most people try to dodge her. She has several cases out on her, several HR cases out on her. And yeah, this is just her background in this workplace. One day, she was on one, as she always is, and the target of the day was me and one of my coworkers. And unfortunately for her, I had time this day. And at first, we didn't know who she was going for first. Like, was it going to be me or her? But we quickly found out that it was going to be me this day. And she just started off by like throwing boxes everywhere. She would stop and stare at us. Her energy was very aggressive. And we were confused, of course, but like we just knew this to be her. And like I told you, I had it for her ass today. Like I know exactly what's wrong with you. You come over here with that shit, I'm gonna give you exactly what you look for. We saw her get this manager, and I just knew she was over there lying about something. And maybe the manager wasn't saying what she wanted to hear because you saw her visibly get upset, and she just stared. She was just staring dead at me. And I see everything out of my peripherals. I see everything. So usually I can ignore things, but I choose what I want to respond to. And I saw her staring at me and I turned around and I was just staring back. And I crossed my arms. And we stared at each other for like a minute. And then I stopped because I was like, and then that was just like a signifying like a ding ding ding. Like I'm with whatever you with. And after our little stare session, she came back and started throwing boxes down aggressively again. And this time she decided to ask me to step to the side and have a conversation with me. And I was cool with it, but I knew it was about to be some bullshit. And I knew it was about to be some bullshit because of how she addressed me. She was like, "Can I holler at you for a second?" And she started the conversation off with like, "Do we have a problem?" Like I'm talking about head cocked to the side and doing all this. Do we have a problem? Although I knew it was gonna be some bullshit, I was still taken aback because you're still my supervisor, so I still expect you to address me a certain way. And this is not it. This is venturing into like street talk. Like, what are we doing? Squaring up right now? So I'm entering into an aggressive mode, and I asked back literally the same way, mirroring her, like, "Oh no, do we?" And she saw that like I was reciprocating energy, so I guess she tried to switch it up, but the damage was already done. Like, What's up? So to sum up the situation, she pretty much was upset that I did not interact with her like how she's seen me interact with everybody else. She felt like, and I wouldn't even say last few because she said our last 8 or 9 times interacting with one another, I was very sassy with her. And I just spent the entire time letting her know that, like, I'm not sassy with you or anything. I don't even have an attitude with you. I'm very short with you because we're just not like that. And she's an older woman, so I felt like, and other people who were around for the situation as well, they felt like she was trying to little girl me. Because as I'm trying to tell her that, like, it's not sass, I am short with you. Like, I'm very to the point with you, but it's not sass. She went on to constantly try to tell me that, oh, it was sass, and that moving forward, this is how we're gonna go. And this ain't. You pull me to the side to have a conversation. You're not gonna just tell me how I'm gonna interact with you in my body. Like, you out of your mind. Yeah, we went back and forth like that for a minute, and I just outright had to like ask, like, did you pull me to the side to have a conversation, or you just want to be heard or some shit? Like, I didn't say it like that, but it was pretty much like, did you pull me? What did you? What is this for? What is the purpose of this? Just pretty much letting her know that you don't get to invalidate my response because you disagree with what I'm saying. Are you seeking understanding or are you seeking to be right? And it continued to escalate. She wanted examples of she wanted to know why I was short with her, and I let her know that you have a pattern of lying. And I don't like to surround myself with liars. Also, you're my supervisor. There's a power imbalance there. I don't want to be friendly with you knowing that you can lie on me at any time and put my job in jeopardy. And again, I don't have to be friends with you. You literally can't bully me into being friends with you, ma'am. Child, the conversation continued to take a complete and absolute left. And it ended with her bringing my sexuality into the conversation, which I don't even know how it got there. She pretty much mentioned to this other supervisor that became a part of the conversation that, like, this is why she don't mess with dykes. And I was like, where the fuck did that come from? And that was all I needed. And unlike when I was 16 or 17 and I didn't get to do anything, this time I most definitely did. I ended up filing a report with HR and addressing her spiritually as well. If you know, you know. And she no longer works at that job. And I was so proud of myself because I took authority back over my own life. And I didn't just wait for justice to come. I sought it out for myself. And yeah, that was another Saturn lesson. See y'all next time.